And the first headline that we're going to be talking about is from The Athletic today. And they say, Man City believe a deal for Harry Kane will happen, and Kane is still determined to make it happen, although it remains far from certain. And, this just makes me believe that all these kind of talks around the contract for Harry Kane, everything coming out of Kane's camp, that Ali Gold said that, they will be looking at a contract. This just stinks to me of them trying to force Man City's hand into making that bid that Daniel Levy will accept.
Well, on the flip side, you could say maybe these rumours are Man City's way of trying to stop Kane from signing a contract, to try and convince him that it's still the deal is still on, because maybe Kane was starting to believe that the deal wasn't going to happen, and that's why the talks of a contract was potentially happening. But I think maybe I don't know. You can look at it both ways. As has been this deal literally throughout the whole summer, there's always been two sides to it. I think Man City, of course, Kane. We all know Kane wants to go there. There's no secret. Kane is desperate to go to Man City. I don't know. I like people reporting it all the time as if that's news or something, or that's new. Every day, Kane's desperate to leave. Yeah, we know that. Okay, we get the point. Kane wants to leave. But it's never been the different. That's never changed.
It's been the same all summer with this revolving news. Was like Kane, he wants to go. Tommy Arsu, 3 million apart. It's just the same stuff going over and over again. But
until it happens,
I firmly believe that the contract news is Kane's camp pushing Man City. I really believe that.
Maybe to up the bid. Yeah, maybe. But it depends whether it'll work or not. Maybe Man City will stump up the 150 million that we require, or not. Again, it's still up in the air. I think it's still in the balance.
It is in the balance.
As much as I guess we'll see on Sunday if he's involved. He's apparently going to be back in training tomorrow. He's having his PCR test today, according to Jonathan Veal and Dan Kilpatrick. Apparently, yesterday, Brian Hill had a PCR test and trained later that afternoon. However, Kane is expected to have a PCR test and come back to train tomorrow. I guess it'll be very interesting to see if he does come back to training, if he is involved in the squad on Sunday, and how involved he is. So I think we're going to learn a lot more this weekend.
I mean, seeing as, he's taking his PCR test tomorrow and apparently joining up with the squad back in training tomorrow, seeing as he's been at Hotspur Way for the past 5 days, getting himself fit, training on his own, you would think that, his fitness levels should be good or better than when he came back, seeing as he has been training on fitness for the last 5 days.
Yeah, and you'd hope. I don't know if he has been at home, hasn't he?
No, he's been at Hotspur Way all the time. He's been isolating in Hotspur Way.
Not since he's come back, though.
Since he's come back, he's been isolating at Spurs Lodge, literally staying there and working on his fitness on a pitch by himself.
The whole point was he didn't turn up.
Huh?
The whole point was he didn't turn up to training.
He turned up on last Saturday.
Right. Since then, you mean? Not since he came back from holiday.
Last 5 days, yeah.
Last 5 days, yeah. So hopefully he'll be up to speed. Knowing Kane, I doubt on holiday he let himself go or anything like that, and I'm sure he took care of himself. He's a consummate professional. We know that about Kane, so I'm sure it won't take him long to get up to speed. That's why usually he returns to injuries fairly quickly, I think. Mm-hmm. He usually likes to continue to work on himself. So if he is involved on Sunday, I'm sure he'll be ready to play. I really believe he'll be ready to play on Sunday if he is in the squad.
What's your gut telling you? How's this going to play out now, from now until the end of the transfer window?
My gut is telling me that he's going to leave, because I think we're not going to be interested in all these strikers for such big money if he was staying. I really, and Ward-Prowse as well for 40 million, whatever it is. So my gut is telling me we're planning for him to leave, but I do still think, as in football, as much as you can plan and all that, and plan for the future and everything, things just happen where it's out of your control, and he might end up staying, and we can build the team around him again. So it's still possible he's going to stay, but at the moment, I think it's still a fairly good chance he's going to leave, and I think we're planning for him to leave. And I do think, for me, I have a feeling there is a middle, as much as we're holding a hard line, I believe there is a middle ground between 130 and 150, which could be met, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bode well at the moment, the way it's going. I mean, it really doesn't. And even I disagree, actually. I think the way it's going, it does bode well. us being linked with so many strikers and, you know, big money bids
yeah, because
going
it's
in
important
and
to
stuff
plan.
like
I think it's important to plan in case he does leave. But I think in terms of what we're hearing at the moment, I think from what we're hearing, it's becoming less likely he's going to leave. But I still believe that there's a decent possibility that Spurs and City could come to a figure in between the 130 and 150 mark that could satisfy both parties.
Do you not think that with, you know, 70 million bids or 60 million bids, whatever it was, going in for Lautaro Martinez, us being heavily linked with Vlahovic, do you not think that, you know, this is all in an eventual Harry Kane leaving right at the end of the window?
If we sign them, we haven't signed anyone yet.
Yeah, we haven't signed them, but we are putting in the bids.
Yeah, but we haven't signed them.
No, we haven't.
Exactly. So if we sign Martinez for 90 million right now, I'm saying, yeah, Kane's off. Right now, we haven't signed anyone.
Correct.
So I don't think, like, we signed all the signings in the Bale transfer before Bale left.
Yeah.
We haven't signed anyone yet.
No.
Okay.
Correct.
So there's nothing to be worried about just yet in that sense, in terms of getting ready for Kane to leave. Maybe it's a case of we will sell Kane and have all the deals lined up, and they'll go for after Kane's leaving. But I think as of now, the deals don't even seem that close at all or anything like that. So yeah, we're putting in the bids. I think maybe just in anticipation for a potential Kane departure. Maybe it's a case of Maybe it's a case of us saying, look, we're going to go for our targets, and if we don't get who we think we need to replace Kane, we're going to keep him because we can't sell him.
Yeah, that's what I see the case being. That's what. Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree with you. But you know, if Lukaku, I know this is all hypothetical because it's not going this way. But if Lukaku didn't join Chelsea, and we did, press on with the Lautaro Martinez, you know, we had a fee agreed before the deal was done. In that case, I mean, that was probably all pointing towards Harry Kane leaving. If Lukaku didn't join Chelsea, maybe that would have been closer for Harry Kane leaving to Man City.
Potentially. Could have, so there's a couple ways. They could have screwed us in one way, but actually benefited us in another. They
screwed Man City, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe, maybe they have screwed Man City. Maybe, potentially.